Adriana right to the goal, and it's in! A wonder goal from Adriana off the set piece! And the Pride have pulled even here in Orlando!
Now here comes Trinity Rodman. Takes on the early shot. Oh, and it's there! Oh, what a strike! What a finish from the player who has lit up this game!
Well, the NWSL enters the second half of its season this weekend, and starting on Saturday, we've got the big one, the derby between the top of the table, San Diego Wave and Angel City, who sit at the bottom of the table on points with only 9 on the season, kicking off at 4 Eastern. At 7 o'clock, the Courage host the Orlando Pride. Saturday's last match kicks off at 8:30 as the Dash take on the OL Reign. Then 3 matches to come for you on Sunday, including Gotham travelling to Louisville to take on Racing Louisville. That match at 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS. There's plenty to look forward to. Time for our NWSL preview weekend presented by CarMax. So the season, Aaron, is halfway through now. Obviously, we've had the Challenge Cup as well in the mix of all this. What's been the biggest surprise for you so far this season?
I would say probably ahead of the season, I thought Angel City would be a little bit stronger as a team. They obviously have not found form. They've struggled. They just released their head coach. So that's probably been the biggest surprise for me. I want to say I'm not surprised that Gotham is doing well. I'm happy that they're doing well because I saw how this roster was constructed and the work that was put into it, constructing it in the offseason. So I'm very happy to see Gotham doing well.
And you've got their biggest fan right here.
That's
well,
the biggest Gotham fan in the world.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever worn a Gotham jersey, by the way, on Footy
Yes.
Friday? Oh, okay.
Not on Footy Friday, no.
Come on. How am I doing it first?
Debut.
You see?
It's a debut.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yo, your wife runs the
more
team.
love from Gotham.
Yeah,
From Marco, the
I can't
Can
be
you believe
too
it?
much of a homer. I can't be on here wearing Gotham shirts and just like flying the flag. Yeah,
Let's say if you want to sell jerseys or something like that,
Tell
sign
them.
up here.
Make sure next
They're
Friday.
always sold out. That's the issue.
It's hard to
I
get them.
can't sell more.
Do you think
I
it's
got one.
difficult? I mean, obviously following the league very closely now, I'm recognising there's a lot of injuries first and foremost in the women's game and in this league in particular. But do you think with the World Cup on the horizon, there's a lot more pressure on these players that maybe some players are trying too hard to actually get their performance? Teams are trying maybe a bit too hard to bring best performance before this World Cup does come around?
I think anytime you have a tournament that comes in the middle of the season like this, it really, really affects everyone's thinking for the long term. Every single player who believes they're in the frame for a World Cup has that on their mind. Whether that affects you being a little bit more selfish, whether or not you're going into tackles a little bit more recklessly, a little safer, whatever the side is, I think everyone is affected by this. We saw in the Men's World Cup, right in the middle of the season, the injuries piled up on both sides before, after, and during. So I think that will be an issue. The amount of minutes that we're asking a lot of these players to play is absolutely it's absurd. So I'm hoping we don't see an uptick in injuries, but I do think that it is affecting these players.
The games are coming